Do you like the look?
LTX-2.3? Bounce it, bounce it. Bounce it, bounce it. Pink lights flashing in the render glow. Frame so smooth like a TV show.
Alright guys, I wanted to deep dive into the 10 Arrows LTX 2.3 fine tune. It's very similar to the Sulfur 2. I find it produces really good results. Let's go over his workflow. He created, he vibe coded some nodes that work really well. Never mind about my own power lora loader. You can just load the regular one from LG3 if you want. This is just for patrons. You could also load the Winugan power loader, which is available on GitHub. You just load up this one and you're good to go. So the first thing we want to add is the Omni NFT. Now the Omni NFT is going to create really good motion and adherence to your characters. We're also going to add the crisp enhance. And that is going to help you out with just making sure the image quality overall looks really good. Now there's a few other stuff you can add here. And that is the ID lora. Under LTX, you want to select ID lora talk vid 3K. Or you can select ID lora celeb VHQ 3K. Those are also very good. For this one, we also want to get the bounce. And then you can fool around with the weights of these loras. Okay. Since the 10 Arrows model is a full checkpoint, you're going to be loading it into your clip. Load the checkpoint itself. Here I'm using the FP8 mixed. All the links will be in the description, including the GGUF. So if you wanted to do the GGUF, just open up the GGUF loader from KJ. And you could also use the Winugan loader. This will allow you to select the model. Oh wait, do you want to get the checkpoint one? So this will allow you to select So you're going to decide whether you want the GGUF or the regular FP8 or FP16 if your GPU supports it. And again, for the audio VAE, you're going to also select the main model because that's where all the VAEs are stored. Down here, you're going to select your frame rate. 24 frames per second is the default. And the math is you're going to be multiplying the frames per second, the frames by 24. So if you wanted to do 8 seconds at 25 frames per second, then that's going to give you 192 frames. You're multiplying FPS by, you're multiplying frame count by seconds to give you the total number. You want to select the width and height, also understanding that everything is divisible by 32 when it comes to LTX. Okay, select your picture, and for that, I just created it in Z-Image Turbo. Let's quickly look at that workflow. So in Z-Image Turbo, I've actually found that using the FP32 gives really good quality. Nothing wrong with using FP8. I would never use FP4 or NVFP4 when it comes to Z-Image Turbo because you're degrading the quality, and it's already a speedy model. If you have a Blackwell GPU, aka the 50XX GPU, then you might want to opt in for the NVFP4 if you're using the base model. But again, what's the point? They already have extracted Loras for it. I think you're wasting your time using anything lower than FP8, and the quality will continue to degrade. So I've been using FP32. and the speeds are really fast. Here's the prompt, simply easy. And it's just a standard workflow for the sake of helping you guys out. You just go to templates and type the Z image turbo template. You go ahead and unpack the subgraph, put in the save image. If you're cheeky, you'll use the RTX video resolution. And just like that, you can double the output. Of course, for best results, you want to use CDANs or, the new Topaz Photo AI's Wonder 3. That's going to use a bit more resources. But again, for generating a video, you really don't need it to go higher than 1024 by 1280, or maybe 1280 by 1536. Okay. That's going to produce your image. So I didn't modify anything. Keep the aura flow shift. I added the Lora. Make the eyes larger. Now this is a slider Lora, hence the strength of 4. And created a really good image overall. And I credit it to the FP32. Okay, let's go back into arrows. Creating the prompt. This one is just super simple. I just wanted to test the bounce effect. Okay, load the image. Standard workflow, all going to be included for you guys. These are where the special nodes come into place. We have the likeness anchor. We have the image to video in place from KJ. We have the likeness guide. So here is using, the B box to try to help with like the detailer, so it can actually capture those details. It's aware. So this guy vibe coded it and came up with pretty good results. Here we have the first pass. And if you wanted to preview it, you would just do LTX preview. You could use mine, or you could just use the standard one. And that is going to go right before the sampling. So it's going to go right after this into the STG guide advanced. So you're just going to grab that, plug it into the model. Let's just bring it down here. And you're just going to attach a VAE loader. And you're going to look for the TAEL LTX-2.3. That's it. Then it'll show you the preview. Okay. This is the first pass. Did a pretty good job. And then the final video, which I'll show you. The second pass is going to be using a spatial upscaler. So it's going to actually upscale the video. It's going to add some details to it. And overall, it produced a really good result. We did use in RTX super resolution. We upscaled it by 1.3. And overall, it was really good. So, what's actually going on here? If you go to the 10 strips GitHub, he explains what's going on in these nodes. So basically, he wants to focus on identity preservation, latent space stabilization, and upscale pass quality. Well, that's what these nodes do. So he has created a tiled sampler that upscales the pass fix. It solves the problem when the upscale pass runs on 2x, upscaled latent. Each video token receives a quarter of the per token text conditioning influence. What happens usually is a broad hue shifts, color drift, prompt adherence loss, and upscale pass output. So it's become clear. This is induced by the sampler, not the upsampler or VAE. So the idea is to split the latent spatially along its longer axis with overlap. At the end of the day, it creates better color, better output in your final pass. And you can go over all the other things in his repo. He talks about the likeness suite. They work to provide face, region, identity, and preservation for prompts. And that's what these nodes are doing. Basically adding in, keeping the likeness. Now, I've done something else here, and that is using the ID LoRa, as I said before, will also help out. So if you go to the ID LoRa, this is going to help out a lot. And let me just show you what that does. You're going to get the ID LoRa here from Aviad Dahan. And this LoRa works really good at keeping the likeness. So they wrote a paper about it. And basically what it does is you can actually add reference audio and the first frame of the image. And it's going to output the video keeping the resemblance of the lady. So you can see here, it's kept her likeness, and we can actually go look at some of the samples here.
It is so loud out here with all this noise. On the hybrid.
What a beautiful day it is to be outside today.
So these LoRas that he's created are going to work really well in LTX 2.3 to maintain the likeness. And you can use this either for text to video or image to video. Now, why text to video? Is because if you're using a LoRa for text to video, you actually want that character to maintain its likeness. You actually want it. Why text to video is also if you're using an LTX 2.3 LoRa, you want to maintain the likeness throughout the video. So this LoRa is just going to help keep that intact. For the GGF version, you can go here to Vantage with AI. He's got them all. You want to use a quant that is good for your GPU. So I would not recommend going below Q4 KM. Q6 K is a sweet spot. Q5 works. Q8 also works, but if you've got enough VRAM, I would recommend switching over to FP8. This guy created a LoRa, so if you just wanted to use the regular LTX model, you can actually add the LoRa to it, and it will create the same effects. You're just adding the LoRa and using the regular LTX 2.3 transformer or checkpoint. Okay guys, I wish you guys good luck in making your videos. This is just another sample of how to create character likeness. You could always go in there and add the prompt relay if that's something you wanted to do. That works too. But I'm just showing you there's a lot of ways to achieve your objective here.